For me? Oh, it's so sweet. I got a birthday present. Hey everybody, I'm Gear to you, and welcome back to Let's Play Splatoon 2. 2 videos ago, we defeated the Octo Oven, and last episode, we took a little break from our adventure to play a couple rounds of Turf War with some special guests. But now, it's back to the main story, as we'll be continuing onward through Octo Canyon by going towards the Suction Cup Lookout. So without further ado, let's go! Alrighty then, so now we're going to be going over here, and like I said a couple of videos ago, the Sucking Squirrel and the Sardinium, and yes, I did look up between videos what those are actually called. There are Sardiniums, so the Sucking Squirrel and Sardiniums in the overworlds are going to be collected during the video showing off the boss of the world. Right now, we'll be focusing on unlocking these levels, so without further ado, let's enter the Octohurler and let it roll, or however you're supposed to pronounce that level, or whatever.
Okay, take this with you. It'll help me gather some practical battle data. This is the Hero Roller. You can fling a big wall of ink ball on the ground with ZR. Or you can press ZR in midair to fling a longer, narrow stream of ink. You can also hold ZR while moving to roll ink all over the ground.
This is what makes Octo Canyon better than Octo Valley. Because in the first game, it did a great job teaching you the basics of how the game works. There's some Merliniums over here we can use to fire at these guys. But what I was saying was that Octo Valley did a pretty good job of explaining how the primary mechanics of the Splatoon games worked. But it also kind of limited your abilities to the splatter shot style weapons. This game, however, teaches you the basics of every weapon type in the game. So we're not just limited to the splatter shots or anything like that. No, we're going to be using rollers. We're going to be using chargers. We're going to be using slossers. We're going to be using a bunch of other things I'm not going to be spoiling right now because I don't really want to talk too much about that because I want you guys to see for yourself. There you go with your impulsive secret finding again. Mary, you are the inferior squid sister, but your dialogue is awesome. I will give you that. So we go over here, and this level does a really good job of teaching you how Splat Roller works. So you can use them to cover up the walls, you can use them to continuously fire ink and things like that, which is what you do for anything, but what I meant to say was that you can use them to roll around like this, so that's pretty neat, and I did a really bad job of fighting those guys because I'm terrible at this game apparently. But yeah, this game teaches you how to use every single weapon type in the game. They didn't even do this with the first game. The most that they did was the amiibo challenges, which only really taught you how to use things like the Splat Roller and the Splat Charger and things like that. They still left out a lot of really important weapon types in that game. But this one is another story, and I love it. So now we reach the checkpoint. By the way, Octohurlers throw Merliniums at you. I thought you might want to know that. That would have been nice to know a little bit sooner. I'll destroy you. There's another Sucking Squirrel. I'm getting a little nervous that we haven't found it yet, considering what happened a couple of videos ago. What a pro. Thanks, Mary. Let's go over here. Oh, I think I remember where it is now. There's a launch pad in the back, but first you have to get through the Octohurlers. Ow! It hurt me. That wasn't nice. That was the opposite of nice. That was rice. Alright, let's head over here. Destroy the boxes because they were making fun of me. And I now know exactly where this Sucking Squirrel is. It's going to be amazing. It tastes like chocolate. I want chocolate right now. Because I don't have any chocolate. Destroy you. By the way, I gotta say, the Octohurlers, they probably have the best hair out of all the Octarians. It's just so fun to look at. I love the design for the Octarian enemies in the game. Splatoon in general just has really good character designs. This is why I love those games, among other reasons. Destroy you. You don't have to, but I like destroying all these guys just to be safe. Now, was that all of them? I think it was. Yes, it was. Get up there, get up there. Okay, there we go. These platforms are a little narrow, so I always get a little bit nervous at getting on top of these because I have a bit of a history of falling off them, and it's not a very good history. So now that we've collected both of the second scroll and the Sardinium thingy, we don't really have to worry too much about exploration, but I'm still going to be exploring stuff because I feel like it. I'm a Zelda fan after all, exploration is my middle name. Everybody knows that. Later exploration geeker to you. That don't make any sense, but okay. Alright then, destroyer. Destroyer. Yay, nice work. Final checkpoint, just a little further. Let's go over here, and people are texting me in the middle of videos, and it's a little distracting. So I don't have my phone next to me while I'm recording these videos. Go to Pro. You already said that, Marie. Get some original content. First thing in mind should speak, so just say that. Alright, I missed. We missed again. Sorry, you. Come on. Okay, that's your throw ink. There we go. I like that guy just stood there, did nothing, like, whatever. My friends tried their best. I'm not even gonna bother fighting the Inkling. But now we have the Zapfish. Oh yeah. I kind of wish we did that in 10 seconds later, so that our time could have been 444 on level 4, because that would have been hilarious. But whatever. Let me check the weapon log. Yep, data's coming through. Oh man, this is really good stuff. The more data you get, the quicker I can finalize my retail version, so keep it up. But remember, this is just a loaner. I'm not running a charity here. Good luck, Agent 4. You can upgrade your weapons at the Emerald Knights and enhance their fire with some Sardinium and Power Eggs. This looks to be a do-it-yourself guide for starting your own mobile business. It looks new, but somebody must have been trying something near it. It has some grease stains on it. You can move between areas by bringing up the map with X, and I can't read. Sorry, there was a reference to the fact that Krusty Scene, I believe his name is, he now has a mobile restaurant in this game. I believe he was a character in the first game, but he makes a return in this game as well. So that's a pretty neat little reference to how... a neat little addition to the lore of Splatoon about how he set up his business. I really like it. But as for now, we'll be going to the Octopark. Stay on your grind. Okay, take this with you. It'll help me get some practical battle data. These are the hottest weapons in the game right now, the hero dualies. Press B while shooting and moving in any direction to do a slick dodge roll. You can dodge roll forward, backward, or side to side. It's totally raw. This is my favorite weapon type in Splatoon. I'm sorry, Slossers. I still love you. You're still some of my favorite weapons in the game. But move aside! Dualies are where it's at now. This is my favorite weapon type in Splatoon. I get to feel like Lara Croft in a Splatoon game. This is amazing! Yes! This makes me so happy. I was so excited when I saw this because I instantly thought, oh, this reminds me of Tomb Raider. And as you probably could guess by the fact that we did a Let's Play of the Tomb Raider trilogy last year, I love Tomb Raider. And I'm really happy that I feel like I get to play a little bit of Tomb Raider in Splatoon. Oh, it's just so happy. It makes me so happy. It's enough to make a grown man cry. But not this man. Get back in there, Tyr. Alright then, so we go over here. And jump down here. Why, hello, armor. Excuse me, it's not a pancake nor a man, so the armor is irrelevant. So, the neat thing about the dualies is that you can dodge roll with them. The individual blasts from the separate dualies don't deal as much damage as a splatter shot, but I believe when you do a dodge roll, the combined shot from both of them will do more damage. So that's something that's very well worth mentioning if you care about that kind of stuff, which you probably should if you're going to be playing ranked battles or anything like that, where defeating your opponents actually matters. It doesn't matter that much when you're playing Turf War because splatting opponents doesn't really add to the score or anything like that. Octoslobs, frame up, Agent 4. Let's destroy you, and go this way. Also, something that I kind of forgot about during the previous level, I wanted to bring this up in that episode, in that level thingy, but I kind of forgot to, was that a really neat addition they did with the rollers is the fact that they now do a vertical wall of ink when you jump, which is something they didn't do in the first game. I really like this because it makes it easier for rollers in general to climb walls, and even if splatting walls doesn't add to the score, the only thing that really matters in Turf War is covering the ground in ink, not the walls. And that looks like fun. Sometimes I wish I was the one risking my life out there. Alright, so we go over here. But like what I was saying, it is important to cover up the walls if you want to have more mobility options in the game, and that's something that the Rollers kind of struggled with the first game, so I'm really glad that they made that change. Zapdos must be close. Onward! Onwards, Captain Toad! Oh, this is a Captain Toad treasure tracker. We go over here, and the sunken squirrel, I believe, is going to be in this area, so that's going to be pretty neat. Baddies steam these clams. Must be well shooting on... Sheldon, didn't you already tell us that? I don't know, I wasn't paying attention to the dialogue. Something neat about the dualies, I should mention real quick, is there are some weapon types in the game that... There's some dualies that will give you more... they'll let you dodge roll more often. These dualies, they'll only let you dodge roll twice. But some things like the Dark Tenant dualies will let you dodge roll up to 4 times, which is really neat. That's a big reason why the Dark Tenant dualies are my personal favorite weapon in the game. We'll get more into that when we get to the online multiplayer, and actually, did we play the Dark Tenant dualies in the online multiplayer yet? I don't know. The thing with the multiplayer segments in this game is the online multiplayer is being recorded separately from the rest of the episode. So I'm recording the footage for this game a little bit out of order, just simply because of the fact that certain stages and modes are only available at certain times, and I only have so much time to record these videos nowadays because I'm a boring college student, things like that. Let me check your weapon log. Yep, data's coming through. Oh man, this is really good stuff. Yeah, you're seeing the same thing all over again. So that will appear every single time you get a new weapon in the game, in the Octo Valley Canyon thingy, and it can be a little annoying. Oh, that's one of those tickets you can use at Krusty Scene's place. You can find his food truck parked in Nicopolis Square. He sells the most amazing fried hot dog thing. Man, I could really go for a hot dog right now. This looks like a get-rich-quick scheme by some shady guy with some crazy hair. I made a cool 1 million G in a year just sitting around. Ask me how. Do people really fall for this bilge? I gotta ask. Do people actually fall for stuff like that? Because it's very clearly... I don't know. It's just weird. I'll see you guys in the Magical Land of alternate save file. FYI, you can check your mission progress. Actually, this is something that's very worth mentioning. So what Bree was saying right there was the fact that you can select these levels to super jump over towards them if you want. It's very neat if you want to go back into these levels and say, try playing through the first level again with these Splat dualies or roller or anything like that. You do get some pretty cool rewards if you replay through Octo Canyon with different weapons. We'll be going over that a little bit later in the project. But as for now, I'll see you guys in the Magical Land of alternate save file. Y'all know what time it is? It's Off the Hook, coming at you live from Nicopolis Square. Check it, here are the current regular battle stages. Marina, you get this dopey smile every time we introduce the stage. I just love this place. All the heavy machinery reminds me of my childhood. And these are the current ranked battle stages. I just love having 10 limbs in squid form. I couldn't live without a single one. Poor Marina. I like to zoom up the side paths here with the dualies and splat it up. The center area connects directly to the enemy spawn, so be careful. Yo, check out this new jingle I wrote for Grisco Industries. And it looks like that's all the time we have. Until next time, don't get cooked, stay off the hook. Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to the magical land of alternate save file. And starting off with this episode's round of Turf War, we're playing through Sturgeon Shipyard. And I gotta say, I love this stage. It's so cool. Alright, so Sturgeon Shipyard is a brand new stage to the Splatoon series. It was first introduced in this game. I believe it was one of the first of the brand new stages in this game as well. I don't remember if it was a launch title stage or anything like that, because a big thing about the Splatoon series is that the stages were released as a free update as time goes on, so I don't remember off the top of my head if this was one of those. I'll be wrong about that. I'll have a caption on screen somewhere, assuming of course that I can put a caption on screen, because the colorful backgrounds can make it a little bit difficult to place captions. I'm just going to say that right now. The troubles of being a video editor using Windows Movie Maker. Okay, I'm going to talk about that real quick, because I know I said in the past that I was using Sony Movie Studio for a couple editing projects. Tomb Raider Legend Anniversary during the Trilogy project were both edited for using Sony Movie Studio. But here's the thing. I hate Sony Movie Studio. Sony Movie Studio is... okay, it has some really good editing techniques. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, what the heck? Okay, we saw somebody just standing there doing nothing. That was... I hate people like that. Sony Movie Studio, the really annoying thing about it is that it takes so long to render videos. Like, I'm not even joking. I had a 12-minute video, 12-minute video. I don't remember what the video was for. I don't even remember if I uploaded it or not, but I had a 12-minute video take 17 hours to render. And to even have that many fancy editing things, it was just a 17-minute video. The reason I got it was because I was trying to replace Windows Movie Maker, because I want to get a better computer at some point, and it's just... It just takes way too long to render stuff. That's why I'm not using Sony Movie Studio for this stuff to play. Okay, that was rude. I would like to get a better editing program soon, because Movie Maker has a bit of a hard time running on my computer. It seems to crash on certain projects, especially if I try opening up a different program or anything like that. But I really would like to get a better editing program soon. Definitely not Sony Movie Studio, maybe Sony Vegas if I can afford it. Probably not Adobe Premiere, because that's a subscription thingy, and I'd rather just honestly outright buy it myself. Okay, we got Revenge for earlier. Alright, I don't know how well we're doing. I think we're doing fairly well. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my opinions on this stage. The big reason why I like this one so much is because Marina's dialogue during the opening cutscenes is just so cute, how she fangirls over the stage, and it's just so adorable. But I also like the general theme of this one. It's basically what would happen if you took Port Mackerel's stage and you put it into a good... if you took a Port Mackerel's theme and you put it in a good stage. Actually, now that I think about it, I think Port Mackerel could be seen in the distance. Oh! I thought for sure we lost that one. We were doing really bad at the beginning. We had two people just standing there. Yay! I love Sturgeon Shipyard. Probably not in the top 5 of favorite stages in this game, but it's definitely high up on the list of favorites. And now we're starting off with the magical land of alternate save file in Splat Zones. This is the first of the ranked battle modes we'll be demonstrating in Splatoon 2, and how Splat Zones work is it's basically like a condensed version of Turf War, where only a certain part of the stage will actually count towards their total, but because everybody is heading over there in the same area, then it's going to become a much more intense battle to actually get that turf. So nothing else outside of these squares actually matter. And as you can see, this stage is a great demonstration of this next fact. There could be stages that have multiple areas that you need to take control of. So that's something that's pretty well worth mentioning. Splat Zones, between all the ranked battle modes that returned from the first game, is probably the one that's changed the least amount out of all the ones that returned from the first game. Ringmaker and Tower Control have significant changes compared to the original game, but Splat Zone seems to be fairly untouched. The only thing I can really think of is the fact that some of the stage layouts have now completely changed in the game. Now, I don't think Humpback Pump Track is one of these stages that has changed, but there are a couple other ones we'll be seeing a little bit later in the Let's Play. One of my goals with this project is to demonstrate every every stage and every mode in this game. We did that in the first one, and I'm hoping to be able to do that again this time around, although I'm also hoping that we won't have to do like a remaining stages video or anything like that, because that was a little bit obnoxious to record, I'm going to admit that right now. Also, if I sound a little bit tired, I do apologize for that. This video is being recorded at midnight, and you wanna know why? Because this game has a kind of a weird stage rotation system. In the original game, the stages changed every 4 hours, but in this game it changes every 2. But that's still a pretty long time, considering the fact that there are 4 ranked battle modes in this game. Yeah, you could be waiting a pretty long time if you want to play a specific ranked battle mode. Now, objectively, you could just play in private battles or something like that to get the mode you want, but I don't want to do that. I want this to be an authentic experience. I'm really happy with the team that we have right now, because everybody seems to be able to do their own role, and it's just all in all a good experience. I like these people. Let's take care of you, and I see where you're going! Alright, just like in Turf Wars, we're going to be demonstrating one full match from both stages in the rotation every single time we play through one of these modes. But keep in mind that with only 2 hours to go between stage rotations, that doesn't give us a whole lot of opportunity. And if we're having like really bad luck when it comes to stage rotations and not getting the stage that we need, then yeah, that could probably not be like a very good thing. That was a very poorly constructed sentence. I apologize for that. It's late. Don't judge me. Alright then, something pretty neat about Splatoon 2, I believe they did this for the first one, but I never actually talked about it in the original Let's Play, is that there's an app, Nintendo Switch Online, that will allow you to see what stages are going to be available ahead of time. I really like this because it's a lot more convenient than how they had it in the first game. I don't even remember what you were supposed to do to... there was a Splatnet app in the first game, but I don't remember how you accessed it, is what I'm trying to say. We are going to be going into more detail about how you can see this for yourself, because I do plan on making a video demonstrating more about the Nintendo Switch Online in general. But we're not going to be dealing with that right now, because that's going to be a little bit ways away. Alright, we got you. Let's take care of you. We don't want to lose this area. And we won the first match! Wow, that was pretty good. Not bad, considering the fact that I'm usually not really that great at ranked battles, and I was talking during it, and it's midnight. Also, we're using a different weapon this time around. I forgot to mention that. Alright, so this right here, as the name of this mode implies, you can get different ranks depending on how well you're doing in this game. It goes from C to B to A to S. Real quick, I just want to say, what is with games and having S rank as the highest thing? I legitimately do not understand that, but S rank is the highest you can get in this game. I've never been able to get S rank in any Splatoon game ever, so I would like to have the ability to get to S rank at some point during the Let's Play, but I highly doubt that's actually going to happen, because you kind of need insane luck to get there and a lot of skills, and I lack both of those. So I probably won't be able to get to S rank during this Let's Play. I will try though. I will try. Something also pretty neat about this while I'm on the topic is that how you rank goes up and down works a little bit differently in this game compared to the original Splatoon. In this game, if you lose a match, then you get a little crack on that meter right there. And if you get enough cracks in there, then the juice in there will spill out and you lose rank. But if you can get it past the yellow line, then your rank will be safe. It's also worth mentioning that if the opponent, if your teammates, if any of them disconnect during the middle of the match, at least if they do it fairly on, then your rank is not going to be affected if you lose, but it will still be affected if you win. I think I might be wrong about that, but I do believe that's how it works. And it's also worth mentioning that I forgot what I was going to say. It's taking a really long time. Alright then, now we're moving on to a brand new stage that made its grand debut in Splatoon 2. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't like the stage. Humpback, Pump Track, when I first played it, I honestly considered it to be one of the worst stages in Splatoon. Probably even worse than the first game's Port Mackerel, or actually I won't go that far because I don't like Port Mackerel. I'll try not to be too negative about this because there are some pretty good moments in this stage. It's not all bad, it's just that I'm not that big of a fan of this one. The best example that I can think of, the best comparison to a stage in the first game, I should say, this is kind of this game's equivalent of Museum Delfonsino, where there's a lot of open areas for snipers to attack. But what's different about this one is that there's also not a whole lot of walls to protect you, so this is pretty much the closest you're going to get to a completely open battlefield, and I don't really like it. It's not completely terrible. Like, I remember during...
What the? You're just standing there!
Oh no. That's not a good sign. That is not a good sign. Alright, if something like that happens, then I won't use the full match footage, because that's just a little silly. Unless we win, which I really hope we do, because I'm doing considering we're only 3 people are playing around. Actually, maybe the other person is moving right now. I do admit, I have had some occasions where I put the controller down for a moment because there was something I needed to take care of, like if my family was texting me on my phone or something like that, and I got to reply to them or whatever. I don't recommend doing that. I recommend not texting while splatooning. Texting while splatooning is illegal. Alright then. Why did I dodge roll into that? So probably have a counter for this every time I say this, but that was literally the worst option I could have possibly chosen right there. Something pretty neat about that sub-weapon though, the Splashdown. That one is pretty unique. We'll be going into more detailed guides over special weapons later in the game. What I really like about the... What I really like about the Splashdown is that when you super jump, you can activate it mid-air. And it's pretty neat because it can make it so that it gives you an extra layer of protection against people who are going to be aiming at you when you splash down and things like that. Because there are some people who will stay there, and they're not very nice at all. Alright, I'll get you. We lost the lead, that's not good. We lost the lead, that's not good. I think somebody disconnected in the match, so I think we'll be okay. Rude! Alright, that right there is something that's pretty neat about this game, is that if somebody disconnects on your team, then it's not going to be affecting your rank if you lose. I believe it still affects your rank and makes it go up if you win the match, but if somebody drops out, none of the other players are going to be badly affected, which I really greatly appreciate, because it would really suck if you're just having the worst luck in the world and other people are just completely disconnecting, and it's just not that pleasant of an experience. I do appreciate the fact that this game, it doesn't disconnect too often. There are some disconnects like other online multiplayer games, but it's not that bad. Can I join you? Okay, I'm gonna join this. I want to join this so badly. Let me be on top of the thing. Let me be on top of the thing. Oh, I want to be on top of the thing. Why didn't you let me join your little party? Oh, that's sad. I wasn't invited to their birthday party. Yay! Alright. I know it's very silly, that's probably annoyed a couple of my teammates doing that, but I always love it when I see two people on opposite teams having a squid party like that, and if that does happen, I will join them, because I have seen plenty of times where like you can see right there, somebody on the other team disconnected, so they just have a squid party and just have fun. That's not always a fun situation, but if I see multiple people doing a squid party, especially on opposite teams, then I will admittedly join them every once in a while. I don't do this all the time, and I don't recommend you do it either, but actually, I have a really good example of when is a perfect time to do this. I have a clip on screen somewhere right now, but there's one time in the Monte Maria stage where literally everybody on the other team was having a squid party. At the beginning of the match, I didn't see anybody over there, and I figured somebody disconnected, so I went over to their base to see what was going on. They were having a squid party, and so me and a couple other people from my team actually joined them, and eventually everybody got into the squid party, and it was absolutely amazing. That's probably my favorite moment playing through a Splatoon ever. Okay then. Okay then. I was really not expecting to win that one because we were doing really badly at the end. Like, they had us cornered at the very beginning. There was a sniper that we just could not get around, but then we did it, and it was awesome. Also, I kept getting splatted at the same time as this one person called Woomy, and they have the best name ever. Although I'm not entirely sure how well I can judge names considering the fact that my username is a bunch of letters and numbers. And it's very hard to read, and it's stupid. Like me. Multiplayer maps have been updated. Did it freeze? No, it's fine. Game. There we go. Alright, that's going to be it for this episode of Splatoon 2, so thank you all so much for watching this episode, and until next time, I need to get rid of you. Oh yeah. More towers on Glam Blitz! More towers on Glam Blitz! More towers on Glam Blitz! That makes me so happy. Okay, we're doing this right now.